Alright, welcome back to the channel, Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we've got our official prices. So for this week's pre-orders, we're just going to go on down the list. Got quite a bit of Votann on here, and a little bit of other stuff as well. So just getting off started here with the obvious stuff. So here we have the Special Edition and regular Codex, or Codices. So we have English is $55 for the regular one, $65 in Canadian. And then we have also $90 USD for the Special Edition Codex. So right in line with what we would expect. Next we have the Combat Patrol. So Combat Patrol is pretty nice overall. We went through and kind of did the value on this. So we'll do the breakdown after we do all the individual prices. But it's $150 for the Combat Patrol as we would expect. And $180 Canadian, 180 Canadian dollars. And then we'll go back through, do the value and everything. So next we have Uthar the Destined. So unfortunately, exactly what I said happened. They, because he's a special character, even though he's tiny, they priced him at $38. So $38 for the Uthar the Destined kit, and this also makes our generic Kahl as well. And then $48 Canadian for him. So a little extra markup for the Canadians. All right, and then next we have the Grimnyr. So from the Grimnyr here, so it's him and his two little droid buddies. The Grimnyr is $45 USD and 55 Canadian. So 45 USD for him, 55 Canadian. Really cool model overall, overpriced in my opinion. Next we have the Einhyr Champion. So for the Einhyr Champion, $38 USD or 48 Canadian. So 38 bucks for this guy. So he's not even a special character. And again, he's little. Now, don't get me wrong. He's chunky, but he's 38 bucks. That's more than most of your much larger characters. So again, seeing some slow but steady just kind of price raises. Not what I was expecting on these Votann. You think they price these things before they nerf them. So they were expecting people to just jump right on the bandwagon. And honestly, well, we'll see as we go on here. So next we have the Einhyr Hearthguard. So you get 5 of these bad mamma jammas in the box set. They are the elite troop price of $60 for the 5 of them, or $70 Canadian. So again, right what we would expect, 60 bucks for these. And then we have the Brokhyr Iron-Master. So again, clear evidence, in my opinion, that they priced these guys when they were still like broken in the Codex, because 50 bucks for this box right here, or $60 Canadian. I get it. It's just a way, instead of selling you a single guy for 35 bucks, in my opinion, if you're writing the rules, why not write it into a single box that you can sell, $55 for that. So again, not happy to see that. Oh, I'm sorry, $50 for that, for the Brokhyr Iron-Master. But again, price spawn rules there. And then here we have the Brokhyr Thunderkyn. So only 3 of these guys in the box. They are pretty chunky overall. But for the Brokhyr Thunderkyn, $55 for the Brokhyr Thunderkyn. $55 for these 3 models. And they're absolutely terrible in game terms. So I do not expect any of these to sell except for on coolness. They are very cool. 65 Canadian for the Brokhyr Thunderkyn. All right, and then on to the Hearthkyn Warriors. So for the Hearthkyn Warriors, the core of your army, $55 USD for 10 models, or 65 Canadian. So for 10 models, right around what we would expect. I was kind of looking off like the Sisters of Battle pricing, because that's sort of a newer range to kind of get a good idea here. Next, we have the Hernkyn Pioneers. So the little hover bikes. The Hernkyn Pioneers are $60 USD, right in line with what we expected, or $75 Canadian. So 60 bucks for the bikes there. And then next we have the Cthonian Beserks. So for the Cthonian Beserks, you get basically a couple of these mines. You get essentially 5 guys, and then one of them you can build as 6 if you take the special mole launcher, or you can build the 5th guy as just a regular one, or girl, as a regular one, and then just have this little extra model on the side. But essentially 5 models, call it 6, however you want to do it. For the Cthonian Beserks, 60 bucks for them, or $70 Canadian. Again, I'm sure they would have sold plenty of these if they hadn't have nerfed them into the dirt. But they're really not that great now. Still cool models. All right, and then on to the next we have our Sagitaur. So the Sagitaur troop transport and little gunboat right there. Pretty cool model overall. I definitely like this thing. The Sagitaur is $60 USD or $75 Canadian. So 60 bucks for the Sagitaur. Hard to kind of gauge exactly where some of these things should be priced because we haven't actually seen them yet in size comparison, but I imagine it's around the size of a rhino with lots of cool extra details, so not too surprising. I guess really it would be closer to like a Razorback maybe. Same kit obviously, but all right. And then next to the Hekaton Land Fortress. So again, I feel like this one is perfectly priced. Had they not nerfed it into the ground to where nobody's going to buy it now, I mean, they'll sell some, I'm sure, but $110 for this bad boy. So when it was 230 points, I bet they would have been selling out of these things like hotcakes for $110 or 130 Canadian. But now it is 300 points. I'm sure they're going to be selling some. It's cool. I'll probably pick one up myself, but man, is it really overpriced. I was really hoping they would price it closer to like a Land Raider or something like that. But they went for the big league over there and put it at 110, which is also strange because all the kits that were 95 and then they raised them up to 112. This one they didn't put at that 112. So there's a bunch of stuff in their range that's 112, but they made this 110. So I guess we should thank our glorious creator for not charging us the extra $2 here in the United States. So obviously, very disappointed by the pricing on this stuff. Some of it was kind of in line with what we expected, but some of it is over the top. We did see one bonus though on the Leagues of Votann dice set. Finally, after all this time, we saw a price cut from Games Workshop. It's actually cheaper now if you want to buy a set of the Leagues of Votann dice. So it is $35. Previously, all the dice sets were $38, or it is $40 now Canadian. Unfortunately, now for your $35 instead of $38, you only get 16 dice. So they're $3 cheaper, but you're missing 4 dice. So basically, it is 20% less dice, and it is about 8% cheaper. So again, another stealth price increase. You're paying more per die. You're just getting less dice, so it looks like they're cheaper. Very, very disappointing, and another dirty trick by Games Workshop. And next we have the Leagues of Votann cards. So right in line with what we expect for these, the data cards are $29 USD or $34 Canadian. And obviously you can get a very good deal on them in the aftermarket from all the box sets out there floating around. And then next we have the Deimos Pattern Predator Support Tank. So this one is $65 USD for the Predator Support Tank or $80 Canadian for this one. Right in line with what we would expect and see from from Horus Heresy. Then we've got a couple of Forge World models coming out here as well. We have the Eisenhorn Omnibus book, the paperback novel. That one is Eisenhorn paperback, 21 USD or 25 Canadian. And then we have in paperback also the Successor, a Space Marine anthology, paperback as well, $16 USD or $17 Canadian. So then let's just go back up here and take a look at that box set now. All right, so now that we have had a look through everything and we've got all the individual prices, let's see what kind of value we have in the Combat Patrol for the Leagues of Votann. So it is 150 USD or 180 Canadian. And if we just go through and kind of total everything up, it is $60 for the Cthonian Beserkers. It is $50 for the Hearthkyn Warriors. It is $60 for the Pioneers. And then we have our character Uthar the Destined coming in at $38. So if we take the $150 retail for the box set, and then we compare that to the $213, we get 30% discount roughly. So while this is a deal over retail, we see it's not nearly as good a deal as the majority of the boxes are. Most of the boxes have been 40% roughly. So these are a little pricier than they should be, pretty much. Yeah, I mean, pretty much straight up. They're a little pricier than they should be. And then on top of that, they are also less of a deal in the box set. So you're saving about 30%. Most of the other boxes you're saving closer to 35 to 40%. So they're definitely on the lower end of the spectrum for value. So overall, I'd say the biggest letdown or biggest surprise would be the Hekaton Land Fortress. I don't think that they needed to price that at 110. This is the second time now where they have priced one of the big pieces just too high, in my opinion, overall. So, we'll see how everything does. We'll see how the sales go. We'll see what sells out. I'm sure some of the Votann stuff is going to be exciting and people are going to be after. But the truth is, a lot of these units are already available in the box set, the starter set. And honestly, you can get them for a pretty good deal still. It has the Codex, the cards, and a lot of minis in it. I think that's probably still the way to go, unless you're looking to expand your force, in which case this is not bad, but you may find it a little redundant and just want to pick and choose some specific items. So congratulations, Games Workshop, on once again overpricing your stuff. Definitely excited to see the Votann out, but the truth is you have nerfed them so far into the ground, you're going to see it reflected in the sales. So let me know if you guys enjoyed today's video. If you're into these reactions, reviews, and news, painting, modeling, conversion tutorials, make sure to like and subscribe. Really helps out the channel if you do. Helps us get those views and clicks and all that good stuff. And we do a daily video at least on Warhammer 40,000, Kill Team, Necromunda, Age of Sigmar, Warcry, Horus Heresy, pretty much any of the Games Workshop tabletop games. But that is it for today. I am Warhammer Man. This is Warhammer Man Studios. And let me know what you think of the Votann. Are you excited? Are you building an army? Are you expanding an army? Are you just totally bummed? Do you like the aesthetic? Do you like the prices? I always like to hear your guys' opinions. I love the overall aesthetic after some slight modifications, which you'll soon see. But I'm a little bit bummed about the way everything was handled and then also the prices as well. So, but that's it for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. If you do, make sure to smash up that like button. But that's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man. And I'm out of here.